Welcome back to The Perspective on Beritasatu English. We are still talking about corporate social responsibility. And Maria, you're not just a founder for the master's degree program on corporate social responsibility on community entrepreneurship. I understand you're also a practitioner. You're a consultant. In doing that, which means you actually walk the talk.
Yes, I hope.
That you practice what you're preaching. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit on that? Not many people actually comes in both sides of the coin on corporate social responsibility.
Yeah, thanks for the question. So yeah, through the research center under Trisakti University as well, Center for Entrepreneurship Change and Third Sector, we actually practice the theories that I teach in the class, you know. So then through this research center, we help companies in designing their CSR until implementing and also making report of their CSR. Yeah. So and I use it the other way around. So our experiences in the field, then we use as to compose tools, you know, to compose tools and then share as well the case studies that we experience from the field to the class. So the class always get updated curriculum. That's why I always use the motto of trial and improve, you know. So let's not emphasizing on the error, you know. It's just not error, it just needs improvement, you know. So every semester the curriculum is improved, you know, based on the current update of the CSR practices in the field. Yeah, so in that way, the students can also understand Indonesia context of CSR, because CSR in Indonesia is very complicated, you know. You cannot just copy paste, you know, or copycat. If a CSR program is successful in, for example, East Java, it cannot be copy paste into West Java.
Because of the diversified culture in Indonesia, that it makes it a little bit more complicated.
Exactly, yeah. Because of the context is totally different, you know. Yeah, so that's how we develop many tools and also many modules and also books, case studies about CSR based on our experience in the field. Yeah.
So what about education on CSR? How do we educate the public what CSR is all about, so that we could put a cap into companies or organizations chasing the CSR budget of corporate and BUM or state-owned enterprises and so on and so forth. Yes. So do you think there needs to be an extensive education on what CSR is to the public, I mean, consumers in general?
I think it is very crucial for the media to help this education. However, it won't be optimal without the support from the government. Yeah. So I think, if I may say, I think education #1 should be to the government. Yeah. After the government understand this misperception and its consequences, you know. So you imagine, you know, if most of the people are asking money, CSR budget to companies, so you imagine what the company will become, you know. They will, you know, finish all their money, finish their profits, and then they will go away from Indonesia. They don't want to do business. And then what happened to Indonesia, you know? So I think this is very, very important. If you don't put attention on this, it will become a serious problem, you know. It will really not encourage the investment environment in Indonesia. Yeah. So I think #1, we need to really educate the government, and then after government is convinced, then the government should partnership with media to educate the society. But educating is not enough if not supported by the policy. So I think the policy must also be revised, you know, related to social responsibility. Because if everyone understand what is actually social responsibility, you know, they don't need to ask money from companies, you know. The company will be very happy to do it. And also, there will be a synergy synergy of development agenda from the government as well as from the company.
Private sectors.
Yes, because the private sector is actually happy to do CSR because the main objective of doing CSR is actually reducing your business interruption. So I think if it can be done, that would be great. Yes.
Because more importantly is that it's dangerous for companies to think once they have handed over their budget or a certain budget to a certain company, they think they've done their CSR because that's a budget that has been allocated for CSR.
Yes, yeah. But the thing is, the community still thinks that you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
So especially
the perception doesn't change on the other side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if, for example, I'm a company and then I give the money to a forum of CSR, for example, and then those who are doing CSR is the forum of CSR, and the community only think that the hero is the forum of CSR, but actually the money comes from the company. So they still think that the company is not doing nothing, Hey, you're not doing nothing. The hero is the forum of CSR.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
So that's why the ownership of the CSR should be still on the company, but they can partnership with the forum of CSR.
Right.
But the banner should be the company's banner and its partner. So this is what I really need the people to understand.
So you would suggest for a change of a perception or a correctional of perception in the public is it's bottom down, which means policy and regulations from the government has to be revised, and then you can expect to have a bottom-up implementation of CSR.
Yeah, so it has to be simultaneously, from the outside and then from the inside as well. So the CSR team also needs competency-based education. So different level of CSR team, staff, person in charge, staff, assistant manager, they need to have different level of education, different level of skill in CSR.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I actually have one question in regards to your case studies, to the companies that you've consulted for on regarding corporate social responsibility, but we'll go for a short break.